Welcome to the special episode of Talk Too Late. I'm joined by Mik
Hi guys.
and Prosil.
Hey, I'm Prosil.
This special episode, we're throwing our predictions for the upcoming new generation of consoles. We are gonna send a message in a bottle to ourselves, and I want you guys, my guests, to make a promise here and now that once this generation is over, once we will be rating ourselves for PlayStation 6 and Xbox X, Series X, Sigma, Agma, whatever it's gonna be called, we're gonna look back at the predictions that we record today, and we're gonna comment them together. And we're gonna look back at our current wisdom to see if our predictions and wish list were, substantiated and correct, or if they were just completely out there. It's gonna be interesting. First question for you guys, just simple, plain question. There's no right or wrong. Are you guys excited about new generation of console or new generation of gaming? The fact, I know that Mick, you're a PC gamer, but you have to consider that now,
Yes.
with consoles being more powerful, there's going to be a lot of enabling factors for PC gaming as well,
Sure.
because games don't have to be tied down to the limitations
Sure.
of consoles. Mick, Prosil, excited?
PC gaming are also getting stronger, by the way. So those two lines are going really close by. I'm excited. I'm excited for what the technology will allow us to do. I really hope that we can actually focus on better gaming, but not necessarily more games, if you know what I mean. But yeah, definitely. But if everything were to slow down because of a pandemic or something, I'm still now playing games from 2015, so it's fine.
Good point. Prosil, are you excited? Are you going to get yourself a new console?
I'm okay. I think I want to see how it's gonna play it. It's the first time we got a new console with new games, which is PS5, what PS5 is doing. So I'm kind of excited, but I'm not so excited that I want to go and have the console in day one, especially because there's very little at the time in terms of games, and I still a lot to catch up with previous generation.
Yeah.
But it's definitely the first time the consoles, second time, because PS2 went ahead of PC at the time, the console are at the same level or beyond what PC can do at the moment. So that's exciting.
Yeah, interesting times. There's a strange combination of factors. The arrival of SSD that are super fast, even faster than what is currently available as a commercial solution, or at least at the very cutting edge of what's commercially available, which makes things really interesting. I think it's a bit of an unanticipated scenario. But let's go with the question. Let's start with the real sort of quick fire questions that I have for you, and let's see if one day, when reviewing these questions, we will have been right or wrong. But let's just generally throw out there our thoughts, because there are some. The first thing I want to pick your brains with is, how long do you think this generation is going to last? Because usually the generation of consoles, by the way, I'm putting some pictures here.
Yeah, thank you.
This is the generation number 9. This is the 9th generation of console, or so to speak, because it's not really a matter of console generation, but more a matter of CPU generation, like 8-bit, 16-bit, 32-bit, and so forth. So they call this, or ideally, the 9th generation. But as you can see from this, usually a console generation can be about 5 to 7, 8 years. Now, my question for you is, how long this console generation do you think is going to last? And most importantly, which is tied to it, do you think we're gonna have a mid-gen hardware iteration? Do you think we're gonna see PlayStation 5 Pro? Do you think we're gonna see something like that? And how that is going to influence the life cycle? When do you think PlayStation 6 is going to come out?
I'm pretty sure we're gonna get an average shorter length, like 5 years, which is not shorter, but it's like probably the shortest in average. And we'll definitely get, I'm thinking in a couple of years we'll get a PS5 Pro, maybe a PS5 Slim.
So soon?
Yeah, it's gonna come soon. It's gonna come sooner than ever, I'm pretty sure, because also PC is moving a lot faster, and we don't know what the market is gonna do, and we don't know what game developer are gonna actually do. We get more and more PC gaming or PC port out there, so who knows? I'm betting on that. We also will get a new Switch very soon, apparently. Everything is getting more and more hardware.
Possible. Prosil, what do you think? How do you think it's gonna last? Do we get a second generation of console? A mid-generation of console?
So, okay, right off the bat, when it comes to mid-generation, I don't think that's gonna happen. I think there is no such need. We are already in 4K and barely hit the 4K. There is no 8K for gaming, and even if there was, that wouldn't be the case. I think, a mid-generation, no, wouldn't happen, because companies like Sony and Nintendo is different, but Sony and Microsoft, they don't really earn money from hardware. And I think that this time Sony especially invested a lot in a console and really came up in the market with something innovative. Whereas I can see something like a slim version of the PS5 being released. I don't see like a mid-gen being released. Having said that, I think that what we'll see, it's a PlayStation 6 maybe sooner rather than later. The reason being is that I don't think there will be a PlayStation 7. I think that the console, they're not going to be released anymore, because streaming capabilities are more and more, and I think services like Amazon and Google, they're taking the form of what could be Spotify for music, and I think that's where the future will go. And when it comes, to Sony as well, it needs to be said that when the PlayStation Pro was released, the 4 Pro, they barely released games. Like, for instance, it came out with Horizon Zero Dawn, which was one of the first games that the console released, because the PS4 was old when it was released. It was a old console, and apart from having very fast UI compared to the PS3, it didn't bring a lot of innovation, whereas the PS Pro added more innovation with the 4K and Full HDR capabilities. So I would say that that's the big difference for me.
I'm gonna throw my own predictions as well in there.
Yeah.
Here's what I think. I think that this generation life cycle is going to be very long, and I think the market penetration, even though the hype is very high right now, I myself am very hyped. I wish I could buy that PlayStation 5, but it's just too ugly. Another conversation for another time.
Yeah, we talked about that.
I think that the market penetration, once it will come to the moment where the people need to put their hands to the wallet, I think that this generation will prove to have a slow start. And this is tied to our next segment and the question that I have to talk to you about just after this quick video. Follow the channel, guys, to check out the next video. So my quick prediction, I'm going to throw it out there, just a date. I think PlayStation 6, and so the next generation of console or whatever, is going to come out in 2028. Mick, what year?
2028.
Yes.
So it means 8 years.
Yes.
For the next generation.
Yeah. PS6 will come out in 2028.
I'm gonna say 2025, 26 maybe.
Wow.
26 for sure.
2025.
Okay. Well, this concludes our segment. Guys, follow us on our next video. More predictions, more comments, more insights, and wish lists. See you soon.